Ladies and gentlemen, it's about that time. It's the reckoning. With your boys.
What's going on?
I'm Big Daddy. That's Lex. Coach D's under the weather. Coach D get better. We'll see you next week.
Pray for you, bro.
All right, we're gonna jump right up into it. Yeah, I knew you was.
Why you put this here?
Because it's got to be a conversation.
Oh, fine. All right.
Like, how good are the Cowboys?
So I think they're good. I think they're top 3 in the conference. Honestly.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, now what does that say about the NFC? But there's a lot more disparity. If we can all be honest this year than we thought. Some teams that we thought were going to be good, look, okay. I think you can say like the Eagles' first 2 games,
Yeah.
The Niners dominated, but then had some trouble with the Rams. So it's like, which one is real? Are the Niners not as good, or is the Rams better than we thought? I think it's the latter.
I think it's the latter. Mm-hmm.
Obviously, the Cowboys dominated, right? First team in NFL history to score 70 points and only allow 10 total. Now, there can be an argument made for the level of competition because, the Jets are the Jets without Aaron Rodgers, and the Giants almost lost to arguably the worst team in football. So, but again, that's a Jonathan Gannon run defense. Just want everybody to remember Jonathan Gannon's defensive faux pas. It's not like you lost and let the Giants come back and beat you 31-28, giving up 21 points unanswered in the second half. But that's not the point.
I give him credit though. He owned it. He
better own it.
He came up to the podium.
Because he won't own the Super Bowl, so it's fine.
He came up to the podium and said, "This is completely on me. The second half collapse is on me."
That is wild.
And so that takes leadership.
Does it?
It does.
He
takes quality.
I don't know about quality. He lost the Super Bowl and let the Chiefs come back and score 28 unanswered points, and essentially did the same thing that he just let the Giants do to him. But it's fine. He didn't take accountability for that game, but he took accountability for this game. It's cool. It's cool though. It's fine. It's not fine.
With all due respect, and I hear where you're coming from. The man was competitive with Joshua Dobbs at QB.
Okay.
No. I'm not. I can't let you.
Woo-hoo.
No.
Woo-hoo.
No disrespect to Joshua Dobbs. Great career at Tennessee, career NFL backup. Bruh.
Okay.
He had him looking like a decent NFL quarterback. That you have to give some credit.
I'm not getting Jonathan Gannon anything because he's a defensive coach that has never once in his life coached offense. So if you want to give any type of credence or any type of congratulations, give it to the offensive coordinator and his quarterback's coach. Because remember, Joshua Dobbs, now to his credit, Joshua Dobbs has only been there for about 13 days. So that's impressive.
Exactly.
But don't give that to Jonathan Gannon. We don't give credit where credit's due.
Objectivity on this
whatever. But to your point,
objectivity over here.
Listen, let's not bring up objectivity because
his objectivity. What I see from Dallas is what you're supposed to do.
Yeah.
They put tomato cans in front of you. You're supposed to stomp them out, and that's what they've done.
That's true.
That's all you could ask for.
Mm-hmm.
What I also see with Dallas is I like that their offense is not putting up proficient numbers.
Mm-hmm.
Efficient numbers, because I don't need you throwing the ball around when you got this defense.
No, it's true.
A punt is a good thing.
Yes.
With that defense. What does concern me with the offense is the red zone inefficiency.
Yeah, because we're like 26 in red zone efficiency right now, something like that.
Something like that. But I don't need Dak to throw for 350 yards and 4 tubs. But that offense should be able to be scoring more touchdowns when they get in the red zone. So that is something that I think is a work in progress. Brandon Cooks didn't play yesterday.
Yeah.
CeeDee Lamb had a good day. I want to say something else too. We got to stop coming at these cornerbacks like they coach themselves.
Right. Thank you.
The Sauce Gardner, you got to follow to be great.
No, you don't.
I can argue that point, but that's not even my point. My point is...
Not now. You don't have to.
My point is this. They don't tell themselves not to follow.
Exactly. Thank you.
So if you have a problem with what's going on with Sauce Gardner not taking CeeDee Lamb...
You talk to Robert Saleh about
Talk to Saleh. Mm-hmm. And then... CeeDee Lamb is lining up in the slot doing his work.
And Sauce don't play in the
Sauce is not a slot corner. So you want to see these matchups like, ooh, But then if that's not what he is, and we got to stop being so basic with how we evaluate this stuff. They have a system. Sauce doesn't go inside for the most part, so that's what they were doing.
Yep.
CeeDee Lamb is a professional receiver, and he had a good day yesterday.
And look, but again, if we're gonna evaluate on that, when Sauce matched up against CeeDee Lamb, now notice, mind you, he only lined up on him one time, the entire game, once, the entire game, and what happened? Pass breakup. So I mean, it's like you can't, like you said, the way that you run defensive now, a lot of defenses don't run pure man. Like one of the only defenses I think right now that's running a higher man efficiency than zone is Cleveland. Now Cleveland runs a high but again, they got a stud on the outside. They got Denzel Ward, right?
No, I think that's how we build these defenses.
It's true because it's like
you build it where you're the left corner,
yes,
and you're the right corner, and it helps the defender. It's almost like left and right tackle in the way that you move.
Yep.
Not that you can't guard you, but in the movements, I know my movements and what direction it's going to be, and I get consistent in that. And yeah, you want to see old school Dion following, Daryl Green following,
you're not going to follow that.
Wilson following. It's different, and you just have to accept it for what it is.
Now, I think, to your point about the Cowboys with their efficiency, now, they are very balanced this year. I think they're about 13 more runs than passes, which is good. But again, how much of that is every game you've been spotted 7 to 10 points from your defense?
You've gotten 4 turnovers both games.
Exactly. So I think,
but
you're doing what you're supposed to
though.
do.
If you're getting 4 turnovers both games, you're getting short fields and you're not punching them in.
And see, now, I'm not trying to be that guy, right? Everybody knows I'm an Eagles fan. I'm an Eagles fan to the day I die. So I'm not trying to be that guy. But yesterday, y'all won 30-10, but you hit 5 field goals. So in actuality, it was 15. Now again, we're not taking points off the board. You can't do that in NFL. But without those field goals, it's not a blowout. It's a closer game.
It should have been worse.
Exactly.
It should have. Yeah. But again, they beat them. There's no turnovers.
No, they play 4-0 going against until they're I say real opponent, but because they play the Cardinals. God. So they play the Cardinals, but then they play the Patriots. Now that will be an interesting game.
It will, because Bill's gonna take away what you want to do.
Yeah, because they're not gonna be able to run the ball.
Why we talk about it real quick? Because we're gonna talk about this later. Mac Jones is looking better.
He's got a real offensive coordinator.
All right, there it is. What do you take away from the Bengals and the Ravens game?
So this is. I already picked the Ravens to win, right? If you go back to our previous show, I had the Ravens winning the division. So, but I never want excuses about why my teams win, and I feel like Bengals fans are about to have a built-in excuse. Because they're going to be like, oh, Joe Burrow's hurt. And oh, Joe Burrow XYZ. Now, listen, I always want straight up football. Because I don't want there to be any excuses about why the Ravens win and the Bengals don't.
You see my face, right?
So I think that if with Burrow tweaking his calf, and we all know with Aaron Rodgers, them calf injuries, and with Kevin Durant, then calf injuries, they turn into Achilles injuries. And, we know that if you lose Burrow to an Achilles, it's 14 months. And so that puts him not coming back until maybe like week 6 or 7 next year. So I think the Bengals I think they're about to run off a losing streak if Burrow sits, because I'm be honest with you, I don't know who their backup quarterback is. And Jamar Chase, he ain't been good, but he ain't been good because Joe ain't been right. T. Higgins, he caught 2 touchdowns, but again, they still lost. Now, I think the Ravens are for real, because I think Todd Monken's offense,
we ain't even seen it yet.
We ain't seen it yet, but
you see what's coming.
But you see what's coming.
You see what's coming.
And the way I see it, it's not like a rumbling. The waves have gone back out to sea, and you just waiting for that tsunami to come in, because Lamar looks better. The wide receivers look like they're picking it up. You dropped 27 on the Bengals, and last year the Bengals had a really good defense.
Ooh.
So I like what I see.
Let me deal with the Ravens real quick. I'm excited as a Ravens fan because what I see is it doesn't have to be one guy.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Mark Andrews is not even Mark Andrews yet. Nope. We got him a tub yesterday, but he's not himself yet. He's going to get better.
Yep.
Odell tweaked his ankle. They said
he's able to be fine. But he got 4 catches.
The offense is clicking. We ain't worried about it. Nelson Aguilar made an appearance. Beautiful catch over the shoulder in the fade in the corner. And it's like, okay, Zay made his big play. Mm-hmm. And when we start feeding Zay, man, it's going to be a problem.
Yeah.
And Rashad Bateman ain't
even there yet.
He ain't
and you know
showed up
he can
yet.
come.
And so I feel like,
man,
we haven't even shown what it's going to be fully. The Gus Bus, Justice Hill is doing their thing, and I still feel like they're gonna go out and get another back.
Dude,
I feel that.
I think it's about to be a 3-headed monster. Yeah, in my opinion,
I do. And so, but they ran the ball efficiently, and I think you get another back just because you know attrition and how.
Yeah, absolutely. Especially because you know what Justice Hill does, but then you also know.
But he's small too.
And that's what I mean.
Yeah.
Like you have to be careful with him.
So that's the Ravens side. Like they did what they were supposed to do. It wasn't perfect, but Lamar didn't get sacked. He didn't turn the ball over.
That's the key.
These 27 points, he did what he was supposed to do. Your point about the Bengals and woe is me. See my face. The Bengals threw a Super Bowl parade winning a playoff game with a backup quarterback, and if it wasn't for a fumble, they would have lost at home. And nobody said, Lamar wasn't there, or we got injuries. You want to talk about injuries? My whole starting secondary is not there. My man Akchin locking up Jamar Chase on that would have been touchdown pass. He off the street.
Can we talk about Marlon Humphrey ain't even back?
That's what I'm saying. My starting secondary is not there. The secondary that's playing, it should be the nickel in the fourth corner. Starting safety, not there. Marcus Williams is hurt. And so I don't want to hear about Joe Burrow and this, that, and that, because Joe did get nicked up, but guess what? It was the end of the fourth quarter when he tweaked it. So don't tell me, he
didn't play because he was hurt the whole game. No. But again, you already know it's the and you can even hear it in the media. They're already planting the seeds of excuses already.
Because Joe is beloved and Joe got that swag and Joe played
which he does.
No,
but
all
that doesn't mean
true.
anything.
But if you're not gonna give my team excuses. Because when Lamar missed the last 5 games 2 years ago, wasn't nobody giving the Ravens any excuses when they missed the playoffs. When Lamar missed the last 5 games last year and we got in the playoffs, and no excuses. So I don't want to hear that from the Bengals and they whiny fans and all that. Who they? They 0-2. Look, I was good. But you don't talk about excuses.
Saying, it's true.
I don't want to hear that.
Look.
I got tremendous respect for them and what they do, and they've been 0-2 last. I don't think they're done.
Yeah, well, they were
if he can play,
but
if he can't play, it's different.
But to your point, they were 0-2 last year, and people say they ran. Yeah, you're right. They did run off. Look, one of the most impressive stretches of wins we've seen in a very long time. But let's also be honest, he wasn't hurt last year.
He wasn't,
and so this year, you already hurt your calf and you re-aggravated it. You definitely not playing next week, and you probably gonna have to sit another week.
Here's the problem.
So
it depends on if he listens, because he should have been sitting these first 2 games. He shouldn't have been playing. So that's what that is.
Well, that is.
Would it have been better if the Cardinals didn't get blown out? I mean, if the Cardinals did get blown out, excuse me. Or is it better than losing the game late? I'm gonna go first on this.
Come on, please. Because we already talked about it.
From a fan perspective, you would have took 45-0.
Oh yeah.
From the fan perspective,
because then you ain't got.
From in the building's perspective, he's showing that his team's fighting and he still got the heartbeat of the team. And even though Kyler's not there and Colt McCoy's gone, and we traded all the real assets, we're fighting. And so, from a management to my boss perspective, I'll take the close loss. But the reality is, to blow that lead shows how bad that team is. So either way, you're showing worst team in the league.
It's not even close.
Worst team.
I mean, and because we really look at it, who are the teams we thought were going to be bad? Most people thought the Commanders probably be bad. They 2-0. Most people thought like the Patriots are probably going to be awful. They're 1-1. Excuse me. They're 0-2. they lost.
They lost both of them.
But again, they were competitive in both games.
Thought they were going to be the bottom.
And even we thought the Rams were going to be just awful.
The Rams, the Falcons, and the Cardinals. We thought
Falcons 2-0.
The Falcons 1-1.
No, Falcons are 2-0.
They won their first.
Yes, they 2-0. And then the Rams are 1-1. They snuck up on the Seahawks.
I don't think the Seahawks are ready to play that game.
Yeah, well,
I just don't think.
I think Geno haters thought he was about to turn into a pumpkin.
So and then he comes back against Detroit.
Exactly. But we see back-to-back weeks. The worst team is the Cardinals.
No,
I think this loss, like you said, as a fan, right? You'd rather get blown out early than lose late. But I think this is almost as bad as being blown out early because now the seeds of doubt and how you can play have been planted. And so...
But I'm going to tell you this.
Go ahead.
This is what people ain't saying.
Okay.
The Giants came back and won this game.
Yeah.
I don't know that the Giants are leaps and bounds better than the Cardinals. Now...
Skill position, you got to give
this is what I'll say. You opened up the first 6 quarters 60 to nothing. That's
bad.
That's hard to do in a professional league. It really
You
really
get paid to do this too?
Like, that is hard to do as a professional. But I think desperation may have showed them something. Mm-hmm. They weren't playing that young receiver, and all of a sudden he started breaking loose. And it's like, wait, we might have something on the outside.
There.
And then now, with a little bit of speed on the outside, Darius Slayton shows up. And then all of a sudden, they have Conroy. We got to back off. You can't put all these people in the box.
Now
and then here comes Saquon. So I do think they found a little something. I just don't think the teams that they play will be as bad as the Cardinals.
No, I agree. And I think the Giants are going to benefit. Like I said, I think the Giants are going to go 9-8 just like they were last year. But I think the Giants are also going to benefit the same way that, they're playing a third in the division schedule. That's so they're gonna play a little bit of an easier schedule. But I think what they're realizing,
it's still a playoff schedule.
It's still a playoff schedule. It's true. But let's also be honest. The Giants forgot what got them to the playoffs. Right now, I hope it only took them 2 games to figure it out.
I don't think they forgot.
No, they forgot.
I know. I honestly don't think they forgot. I think there's a human element. Mm-hmm. We paid this man $40 million. We have to prove why we paid him. Look, and I'm not saying it's right.
No, I agree.
I'm saying it's a human element to. All right, we need to showcase him.
But
and then because I think part of it too, in the back of their mind, Saquon ain't gonna be here next year.
That's fair.
And so
they're definitely not gonna pay him.
So. That's the point. So we need Daniel to be able to carry this team. So we need to start doing that now, and it didn't work the way that they thought it was.
I mean, true, but if you really think about it, if you start coaching for next year, you're gonna lose this year. So,
but sometimes you have to.
Okay, but here's the problem. Brian Daboll doesn't have.
Oh, he does.
No.
He got bought time last year by making the playoffs.
No. But what I'm saying is that you don't have the ability to start losing this year to plan for next year because Daniel Jones is the type of quarterback that can learn from losses. Daniel Jones needs to learn from wins. The reason why we saw productive last year was because he learned from it. He's not Peyton. Peyton learns from his losses. Daniel Jones is that type of quarterback because he loses confidence. You have to win this year. So you have to stack wins. Daniel Jones, look, when they were scoring points, Daniel Jones looked amazing. He threw for 321. He ran for a touchdown. But when they were losing, he looked awful. That's the type of quarterback Daniel Jones is. So you can't coach for next year. You need to try to win this year.
I just look, like I said, that kid Jalen Hyatt, out of Tennessee, he played him. Look, I don't know what he looked like in practice.
Me either, but
I know what he looked like on Sunday.
He better than everybody.
And look, it's 2 catches, but y'all need that explosiveness.
But that's the offense. But you've said it many a times. That's the problem with the Giants. There's nobody that anybody feared to take the top off.
And so
That's true.
And then Saquon looks like he has an ankle
Yeah,
injury.
they say he's going to be out 3 weeks. Yes.
Yeah.
I mean, you got Matt Breida.
You do have Matt Breida. You got Gary Brightwell.
Yeah.
So my point is, I agree that Daniel needs wins, but Daniel needs to get comfortable with how to effectively use Darren Waller.
Yeah.
He needs to get comfortable with
that's
Hyatt
true.
and Paris Campbell and
Yeah.
Darius Slay. Like, they have to learn to make plays more consistent.
Independent of Saquon. That's
And I don't want him throwing the ball 50 times.
No, but he needs to throw it at least 30 times a game.
But
he needs to.
they have to become more efficient without play action.
Fair. Yeah.
The same thing is the Jared Goff thing. Jared Goff's amazing when the running game's close.
But Lord,
But
he not.
just straight drop back. Now,
Yeah.
he's gotten better.
He's gotten better, but even now
it
with
used
the
to be
Lions,
horrible.
like he threw a pick 6 this past weekend.
That was all on.
It wasn't, but at the same time, sometimes Jared Goff can look off if the running game isn't right.
No, that's fair.
So
But that wasn't all on.
yeah, that's fair.
So, I get it. Okay.
Okay, so
Here we go. We're going to your wheelhouse. I'm going to go first because I know you don't feel like this is a big deal.
I don't, but go ahead.
So the question is A.J. Brown whining a big deal? I don't think it's a big deal. I think it's a deal. And I'm going to tell you why it's a deal.
Okay.
The reason why it's a deal is not this year. But this is the second time he's done it, and he's done it when they're winning. He's a powder. He's a diva. Look, most receivers are powders. I think for that team to be what it's going to be, led by that man, he needs to fall in line.
Okay.
He needs to. Jalen is an impeccable leader.
Absolutely.
So, what was great last year is how he led and how they followed for the most part.
100%.
Without, the one incident with A.J. Brown or whatever. A.J. starting this, dog, you 2-0, and y'all ain't played your best football. I think you got to understand, and I know it's hard for receivers.
Yeah, definitely hard for receivers.
But your time going to come.
Yeah.
You going to have your big day. And I know he's freaking out because Justin Jefferson is going crazy. Devonta Smith is going crazy. And I'm supposed to be the alpha over here.
His own teammate is going crazy.
Yeah, but you got to be smart enough to know he's going crazy because of how coverage is with you.
Yeah.
So they leaving him man up and he doing his thing. That's what he's supposed to do.
Yeah. That's right.
So it's not a big deal, but the Eagles don't need this.
No. And honestly, it is a bit of a distraction because everybody's gonna be asking. They're gonna ask Jalen about it. Yeah, they're gonna ask Jalen about it. And then the coach didn't look very good because he lied. Look, he lied. He lied. You ain't had to lie. You just could have just said the second answer you gave, which is I'm not gonna tell y'all. Fair enough. Everybody.
Yeah.
And so that's another distraction. And no, we don't need distractions, right? But again, I don't think it's a big deal at all because here's my thing. I will always go back until I'm shown differently. I'm going to always go back to the relationship between Jalen and AJ. Jalen is AJ Brown's daughter's godfather, so there's that connection. They're best friends. There's that connection. If you best friends, you know how your best friend is. You know how your best friend get, right? He petitioned management, go get that boy. Go get that boy. That man right there, that's my boy. He going to take us to another level. So then, because he petitioned management to go get him, he also got him paid. So also, I have to give credence to you, my boy. I got you paid. I got you in a better position, and I got you in a team where you go win a Super Bowl. So I'm taking all that to say that I think that in that moment, to your point, even if you winning, I still want to put up numbers because that's my job, right? Now look. And I know that A.J. Brown, I know Smitty, I know they boys, they friends. We know that. I know him, Jalen, and Smitty, they boys. But it's kind of hard when you see your boy going off and you not. And he's probably like, I need more targets. Fair. But at the same time, like you said, your time will come. A.J. Brown, you are the dynamic receiver on our team. You're the reason why the Eagles, along with Jalen last year, second MVP voting, why we went to another level last year. I just think that anything that's happening right now with the Eagles, because again, hyper focus. The two biggest games in week 1 and 2 have been the Eagles games. The Eagles game week 1 was the most watched game of the week, and our Thursday night game with the Vikings, we were the most streamed NFL game of all time. So again, it's like there are all these eyes. So again, it's a great story, and I understand it, but I don't think it's going.
This is what I'm saying.
I don't think it.
There was a quarterback who got a receiver to come to his team, and they were vacationing together, and families was together and everything. And all of a sudden, the quarterback couldn't get on the ball. And when the quarterback couldn't get on the ball, it split the locker room. And then the quarterback started forcing the ball and throwing
I know you're not talking
picks.
about who I'm thinking about.
And then all of a sudden, they let the receiver go, and they chose the quarterback because it didn't work out.
Okay.
And then there's another quarterback who let a receiver live in his house,
Right.
and he got him to come down to his team, and he got him a Super Bowl ring,
Right.
and it worked. And then all of a sudden, when the numbers wasn't right, they had to cut him.
That's funny. You
And
said
they had to
the-
let him go.
Okay, so to the last point, we're not gonna name no names. That's fine, but the numbers weren't right. If I remember correctly, that certain wide receiver had 6 catches in the first half, and he was eaten already. See, that receiver who won't be named is crazy. So let's also
They all are.
okay, but that one in particular is crazy. So we're not
There
gonna
was
talk
another receiver a while back in a certain city,
right.
and him and the quarterback, they went to a Super Bowl together.
Yeah,
And then the next year, they was balling again. And then, they was best friends, and then they fell out.
But,
and they still beefing to
They
this
still
day.
there.
It's funny
15 years later.
how you can fall out.
Yeah.
What's supposed to be your boy.
Okay, but-
All I'm saying is
Yeah.
the relationship is the relationship until it's not.
Okay, you say that, but none of those people you would ever consider would be best friends. None of them. I don't care what you say.
Not best.
Okay,
No, not best.
Were any of them actual pseudo parents to the other person's children? Okay. I trust Nick Sirianni and I trust Jalen Hurts. I think it is a moment of frustration that was caught on camera. Now,
I trust Jalen. I don't trust Nick.
I trust Nick. Now look. Now Nick did. Now Nick look. Y'all don't know this
I
yet.
don't trust Nick.
Now I do. I think he's a good coach. Now
I ain't say he's a bad coach, but see, Nick got a little too much, as they say, chutzpah in him. Like the way he talked to people sometimes.
he talked to him like Bill did. You saw what Bill did this weekend
But
with
you
the
don't
ref, right?
You don't have Bill's clout.
Okay.
And so you said that to the wrong person. I know, and it's been said, Tomlin kept Bill from catching hands.
Oh, absolutely. We already know that though.
The way Sirianni be talking to people, like he straight out the mafia.
I mean, it fit, but again,
I'm just saying.
remember, it fits with the city he in.
Until it don't.
Okay, but you say that, but again,
I've seen that city turn on its greatest.
But what has been the results?
Its literal greatest.
What has been the results? Look, I've been an Eagles fan since 1998. I understand. We turned on Donovan. We turned on T.O. We never really turned on Andy. We love Andy. But when Chip Kelly, for a little bit, people turned on Deshaun Jackson. I get it. But right now, the last 3 years, he is what the team is looking for.
I'm just gonna keep it a buck with you. When I say the city has turned on its literal greatest, Dr. J is his greatest. So
okay. Yes. Yes. We're not arguing that. I'm talking about football.
But what I'm saying is, when Chuck left AI, it was not pretty. And before that, he was a deity in that city. The city will turn on anybody.
Yeah.
That's just what it is.
I mean, look, we assaulted Santa Claus, so there's that to remember.
There was a jail in the vet for a reason. The folks crazy.
Look, we bad it though. So.
Oh, I don't even.
I'll take this one.
Okay, I'm gonna say this up front. Mike Greenberg wants the Jets to trade for Kirk Cousins.
Yeah, that's never gonna happen.
I don't think that's the answer.
You'd have to no. You know, not because you'd have to give up a 1. And they're not giving up a 1. So, but yeah.
Here's the answer, and it's not sexy. The answer is Jacoby Brissett and run the ball. And the reason why it's Jacoby Brissett is because we saw him not turn the ball over with a team last year that didn't have the defense the Jets had. I'm not saying he's great. Please don't hear me say that.
Jacoby Brissett?
I wouldn't trust Zach Wilson with my high school team.
Oh, God, it's so true, though. Listen.
Look, this is the problem. And you can't when Aaron Rodgers went down, people wanted to make the comparison that this could be Zach Wilson's Kurt Warner moment.
Sure.
Here is the problem with that analogy. Kurt Warner was never the guy before Trent Green got there, and then they gave it back to him. So the way Kurt Warner works was they had him, he's on the roster, they left him available for Cleveland to take an expansion draft. Cleveland doesn't take him, they bring him back. Dick Vermeil tells Mike Martz, I think we have something, I want you to work this kid out. Martz is a jerk to him. It's well documented. If you haven't seen the movie, it's in the movie. It's clear in the movie. Yeah. And Trent goes down and they end up keeping him. But that team never doubted Kurt before he got in. Now, they didn't think he was going to become what he become.
No.
But they didn't have this history with him.
Look.
With Zach, there's this history of,
Jesus.
We know you're not the answer. We brought in somebody to be the answer. He's injured. And now, so essentially, and I hate to make it like this, it's like your spouse cheated on you and left and thought they was going to go with the person, and the person said, no, I was just cheating, I don't want you. And now you got to go back home. And you trying to make it right. But we both know we cheated. We know this is broken. This is a hot mess.
Oh God.
The Jets is a hot mess.
It's so accurate though. Listen. Look here. Zach Wilson is not a legitimate NFL quarterback.
I'd take Zach Morris.
If Jamarcus Russell was in shape, I'd go back and get him. Like, Zach Wilson is awful. Like, he, in his press conference, this is why I knew he was awful. I knew he was awful last year. But there was a moment, not even in the game. One of his picks was so bad, I was watching the game, and I tried to understand, because I thought I missed something. I thought there was a receiver.
The one on the sideline?
Yeah, I thought there was a receiver that I didn't see.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, okay, I just missed the receiver because of the camera angle. That's why he threw that. But there was no receiver there.
There's three defenders around.
No, it's even worse. There's 3 defenders between him and the wide receiver. It's not like it wasn't around him. It were 3 levels of defenders.
Yeah.
So that was one of the worst picks I've ever seen. And I watched Rex Grossman, right? So I've watched Jake Interception DeLone. You know, I've seen some awful picks. But that was the worst interception I've ever seen in my life. That is no exaggeration. But the moment when I knew he wasn't a real NFL quarterback, it wasn't even when he was in between the white lines. It was at the press conference. And when he said, man, I was seeing it real good, I said, oh no, he's delusional. Like, what do you mean you're seeing it real good? You had less than 50% completion percentage, 3 picks, and you got your best wide receiver hurt. Now, look. Here, to answer the question, this is what they need to do. You can't go get Jacoby Brissett. Now, I think Jacoby Brissett is the safe option, and I agree with you. But you can't go get Jacoby Brissett because 2 things. 1, Aaron Rodgers is not guaranteed to come back next year.
He is.
He's 39, turning 40. I don't know if you want to give over that team to a 40-year-old coming off an Achilles quarterback. That's first thing, right?
You say that. And you say that. What are their other options?
You go draft a quarterback. Because you're going to be bad. So don't worry, you'll get one. Fear not. You're going to be awful. You'll be a top 10 pick. And right now, it looks like there's about to be 4 good quarterbacks out there. So we'll see. But here's the other reason.
I don't think Saleh could go through a bad season.
I don't care about Saleh. Who cares about him? I'm looking at the
just
future
saying,
of Jets.
I'm
I don't
okay.
care about Robert Saleh at all. I'm glad he got a head coaching job, and unfortunately, you got stuck with Zach Wilson, so it is what it is. But look, here's the other reason you got to go get an actual quarterback that can throw the ball. Garrett Wilson is coming up for a contract you can sign him next year.
After next year.
He needs the ball. He's like, I'm one of the best wide receivers in the NFL. So you need to go get a legitimate quarterback. Who would I go get? This pains me to say this, but you need to go get Carson Wentz. And here's the reason why.
You delusional.
No, I'm not. And I'm not.
You delusional.
I'm not, and I'm going to tell you why. Because you can do exactly what you said to do with somebody that can throw the ball downfield. Keep it out of Carson's hands. Keep it out of Carson's hands. Yes.
No.
Run the ball.
I'm gonna tell you why you can't.
Go ahead. Tell me.
I'm gonna tell you why.
Tell me why.
Does he have better physical tools than Jacoby Brissett?
Absolutely.
Absolutely.
Yeah. I mean, no one's ever said that.
What he don't have is the IQ of a squirrel.
Now, you talking about leadership IQ, or you talking
No,
about?
I ain't even going to that.
You talking about
that's non-existent.
What you talking about?
I don't think the man should have a wife and kids. Like he's just not a leader. Sorry, that's what it is.
It's true.
But I'm talking about he's the kind of guy that you are in, like, formation, you're going to call a bubble screen.
Yeah.
You got 2 tight ends on the field, like you got the blocking set up.
Right.
And he's the guy that he's not going to butt fumble, but he's going to bounce it off a D lineman's head. He's that guy.
Okay. So now here's my...
And I ain't done. When there is any level of pressure, he is going to melt like an ice cube in the Arizona sun.
Oh, you're right. No, you're not wrong. But again, you're telling this to me.
You're the one who asked for him.
No, I know what Carson Wentz is.
But you asking for him.
But here's the thing: Jacoby Brissett cannot throw the ball 20 yards or more accurately. So now, here's the problem. Here's the problem with all this. What did we say was the problem with Daniel Jones in that Cardinals game, right? Or with Daniel Jones in the Giants offense? You can't push the ball downfield.
Yeah.
So if you want to run the ball, there has to be a threat that you can take the top off the defense. Garrett Wilson is one of those wide receivers that can be short, middle, and deep. He got the speed, right? Carson has the ability to throw the ball deep. We know, like you said, physical tools, right? Now listen, hear me very clearly, everybody at home. Am I saying that the Jets are going to playoffs? No. I think that ship is sailed. But what you can do is you can make sure that Breece Hall gets his numbers.
They don't care.
Yes, they do.
They don't care.
They do.
If they care, they gave him more than 4 carries yesterday.
Listen. That's Nathaniel Hackett. Now, Nathaniel Hackett also might be fired because the only reason he's there is Aaron Rodgers. So let's also count that a thing as a part of, like, ooh, something broken there too. But you can run the ball with Breece Hall and Dalvin Cook. Dalvin Cook also looked awful, but again, that's more Nathaniel Hackett, I think, than Dalvin Cook.
You can't give him 7 carries.
No, again. But if you can run the ball with Carson Wentz, there's a threat you can throw, and you will be, with that defense, sometimes all you need is 15, 16, 17 points. Because that defense will get you to that point. Now, if you get Jacoby Brissett, yes, it is a safer pick. Yes. But what you do is you eliminate one part of the NFL offense, which is the passing game. Because they know Jacoby Brissett going to drop back 14 to 15 times a game. He probably going to throw for about 150 yards. He might run the ball a few times, but that's going to be about it. You have to have some threat if you want Brees and Dalvin to get going and you want Garrett Wilson to have some semblance that I'm going to be a part of this offense. Because again, yesterday, you know how many catches Garrett Wilson had? 2. He had 2. He had 1 for 71 where he got that touchdown. So I think Carson Wentz, or you can go with Nick Foles. If you really wanted to do something crazy, you could throw out Nick Foles. Because the only ones out there right now, I think, are Trevor Siemian.
No.
Brett Ripien is out there. You could go with Tim Boyle. You want to go with Tim Boyle? Didn't think so. Okay. So the only real option you have out there is Wentz, Foles, and Brissett.
Okay, I'm going to deal with this in a very objective manner.
But that's your objectivity.
While you allege that Mr. Big Arm can throw the ball down the field, Jacoby Brissett last year, yards per attempt was better than Carson Wentz.
Carson played with the Colts, right? Yeah.
The Commanders last year.
Oh, the Commanders, yeah.
They've been on so many teams.
Yeah. See, look at that.
So while the perception is that Carson has a bigger arm, which is physically is true,
he does.
He don't push it down the field.
I mean,
so and when you want to talk about inaccuracy down the field, Carson just as inaccurate down the field as Jacoby is.
I mean,
one looks better, but the result is the same.
Look, I'm just saying with the Colts, did he melt under pressure? Absolutely. But he was 27-7.
He was. You want to know why?
Yeah.
Because 52% of his throws were within 5 yards of the line of scrimmage.
And again,
52%.
Hey, look, that is it. And again, if you want Brees and Dalvin, that actually helps them.
But what happened when it was pressure? You had Jacksonville was hot garbage.
You are acting like
Jacksonville couldn't have beat Alabama that year. But you let them keep you from the playoffs.
Look.
It's despicable.
Good. Nobody thinks Carson Wentz is a
viable NFL quarterback.
No, excuse me. He's a viable NFL quarterback.
No.
He's better than Zach Wilson. Zach Wilson is not a viable NFL quarterback.
You're going to make me do this.
All I'm going to do is write this down that you said that Carson Wentz is less of a viable quarterback than Zach Wilson.
I'm going to tell you why. I take Zach Wilson. Because at least Zach...
What did you say?
I'm going to tell you. Let me tell you. At least Zach Wilson wins off the field. Carson is taking L's on and off.
On and off the field.
Whatever.
Lord help us. All right.
Look, at the end of the day...
The Jets are cooked. They could.
Because the only thing for them to do that's viable is to try to trade for Matt Stafford, and you can't. You got to give up the one, and you got to try to fit Stafford and Rodgers' cap number.
Yeah, good luck with that.
It's too much.
Look, the Jets are
they're stuck.
Look, guys,
they're stuck. There's nobody walking through that door.
This is one of the first time now. I've been watching football since 1998, right? And I've been truly comprehending football since like 2000. This is the first team that I have ever seen in my life that are what I would call flambéed. Like there's nothing that can save you. Because if you go Carson, you're going to go 5-12. If you go get Joe Flacco, you're going to go 5-12.
No.
If you go get Jacoby Brissett, you'll go 6-11. If you go get you can't go get Matt Stafford because of the contract. You could get Kirk Cousins, but I don't think you can because you'd have to give up a 1. There's nothing, and actually no, they can't because they don't have their 1.
No, they do. So
they
have their 1. They don't have their 2. So because
it would have got hurt.
He got hurt.
Yeah,
so they don't have their 2.
I don't see it.
Here's what they realistically could do. But Nathaniel Hackett can't be the OC.
Oh God.
What you realistically could do?
Okay, I want to hear it.
Is you could talk to Dallas, not for Trey Lance, for their backup.
For the third? Oh no, I'm sorry, Cooper Rush.
Cooper Rush.
Now, if you could go get Cooper Rush,
you go get Cooper Rush, and now you play it just like Dallas did last year. You run the ball, you incorporate the tight
and
end.
Cooper could he's solid. Well, he for a backup quarterback, he's solid.
I think we saw Cooper Rush throw for 300 yards.
Yeah. No,
we saw
he's
Cooper,
good.
So because Dallas has the insurance of Trey Lance, that's a conversation you could have. And it wouldn't cost you a 1.
It would cost you maybe a 4.
Probably a 3, because they know you're desperate.
Yeah.
So Jerry's gonna ask for a 3, and that's a
okay.
That's a
I can
conversation.
definitely see that.
And he's not going to carry the team,
But
he's not going to throw the ball to the others.
That's the key. That's the key.
That's what it is.
Well, look.
So that's your best hope.
Look, the Reckoning Sports Show. Jets. He gave you an out. Give up a 3. If it's Super Bowl or bust on Aaron Rodgers, then if you can at least get to the playoffs or at least be competitive.
That's the thing.
If you you can save your season.
If you can get to the playoffs, and they're talking about this new innovative surgery, he might be back in January. And we saw Cam Akers do this at a more demanding position.
And actually, to your point, here's the thing, you don't even have to get to the playoffs. You just have to be in contention to get a wild card spot. If you're in contention in week 14, 15, 16, 17, I think Jets fans will take that. And I think that'll save Robert's job.
No, I agree with that, but I'm saying if you can get a wild card.
Oh, yeah.
And then Aaron can come back.
He's not coming back. That surgery, that's terrifying to me.
Cam Akers did this.
No, I understand.
We saw him play in the playoffs.
But Cam Akers is cooked. Cam Akers is about to get traded right now.
No, but what I'm saying is we've seen it be done at a more demanding position. And when he came back initially, he was like, oh, he looks decent.
Yeah, but again, he had an off season to come back.
No, he tore it in training camp.
Oh, you're right, and he came back
in the playoffs.
Oh, well.
As running back.
At running back.
So you can't tell me a quarterback can't do it when the running back did it.
That's fair.
And the guy who did his surgery is the most renowned Achilles surgery guy in the country.
Yeah, that's fair. All right, boo.
I'm just saying, they're saying there's a possibility.
There's a possibility, yo.
We're going to do this one real quick. And the answer is, will the Chargers head coach last the entire season?
No.
He
should have been fired yesterday.
No. He should have not been on the plane. I agree. Stephen A. Smith say some hyperbolic stuff.
He do.
But when you blow a 27-0 lead and the kid throws 4 interceptions in the first half and you somehow can't bring that game home,
that should be it for you.
That's it.
Yeah, that should be it.
I don't think you come back from that. And he got very defensive in the meeting, in the press conference, and said, it's not hangover from last year. It might not be hangover from last year. But your quarterback and your offense is not turning the ball over.
Nope.
And y'all are finding ways not to win.
And it's even worse. You know why it's worse? It's worse because you are supposedly a defensive coach.
But see, this is what I'm learning.
But here's my problem with this. You ready for this? Everybody that was on McVay's staff somehow became a coach, right?
Because they wanted the next guy.
Yeah, but do you know what that team? Because I went and looked this up. I went and looked this up because I was astounded last year with how bad the Chargers were on defense. Yo, I was like, something ain't right, because I was like, he came from McVay's staff, but he was the defensive coordinator, not the offensive coordinator. I went and looked it up today, right? Just for prep for the show. Do you know what he was ranked as a defensive coach?
Oh, it wasn't great.
He was 16th as a defensive coach for that team with Aaron Donald, Jalen Ramsey, Leonard Floyd.
Yeah, but he got hired because they were like number one.
I know.
Scoring.
Yeah. I understand. But what I'm saying is, you can't keep a defense and your offense is doing what it's supposed to do. Because Justin Herbert and Keenan Allen had a day. And you can't close it out.
Here's the problem.
Oh, man.
You hate to be the guy that signs your own death certificate.
Oh, God. It's awful.
But what he did, when he hired Kellen Moore, he signed his own.
Yeah. Because Kellen Moore was about to be
the head coach. Just We know this. Kellen Moore is about to be the head coach. Here's the problem.
You know what just frustrates us to talk about this?
I don't want to see the man lose his job, but you doing what you're doing. But all too often, what happens is you get hired for a thing, and then as the head coach, you can't do that thing.
Yeah.
Everybody can't be Andy.
No.
Look, my head coach, Harbaugh, is a special teams coach.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
What did we give up yesterday? Special teams touchdowns.
Yeah.
It hurt him in his heart, but it happens. Like, it's not the Ravens special teams are bad. I mean, you got Tucker.
Yeah.
But you figure what your specialty is going to be better than anything on your team. When we had Brian Billett was supposed to be an offensive genius. We had the best defenses in the league. You know, like everybody, even with Belichick's defenses are solid. Mm-hmm. But what he became known for is this amazing offense. Because Tony Dungy, when he in Tampa, it was defense.
Right.
But when with the Colts, it was offense because it was like, oh, I actually played quarterback in college, and my offensive coordinator, Tom Moore, here. It's weird how you get a head coaching job and then the other side becomes, or you are Jeff Fisher and you just don't know how to coach the other side. And that's what scares me with Saleh. That's what scares me. Robert Saleh is a really good decoy, but I don't know if he knows quarterback.
No, I don't think he does. And I think
hiring Nathaniel Hackett's going to get him fired.
Nathaniel Hackett,
because A-Rod got hurt. If A-Rod got hurt, it would have been fine. But without A-Rod, you see what Nathaniel Hackett is.
Look, you know why? You know what's the biggest indictment?
Him and Joe Staley's going to be in line together. They're going to be in the unemployment line.
You know what's the biggest indictment of Nathaniel Hackett? Russell Wilson looks at least 3.5 times better than he did last year.
It ain't hard to look better because
last year was awful.
Last year was awful.
But again,
Hackett was bad. Oh. They were unorganized. They couldn't get plays in.
But again, Nathaniel Hackett got that job because they thought they could get Aaron Rodgers.
No,
Nathaniel Hackett got this job because they got Aaron Rodgers. And then look at Nathaniel Hackett.
Nepotism has made his career.
Nathaniel Hackett is not a good coach.
No, he's boys with Aaron. Aaron likes having him around. He's more of a lackey than a coach.
Oh yeah, he's definitely a lackey. Oh, golly.
So to answer the question, no. I don't think Joe Staley is making a good season. I just don't.
He don't call for jobs.
I don't want to see, but you can't.
You're wasting talent.
I will say this about Herbert. Herbert, on some level, oh God, this won't sound bad. Herbert reminds me of DeMarcus Ware in Dallas. DeMarcus Ware in Dallas was a really, really good player.
Yeah.
The problem was when you needed the big play on 3rd and 10,
he disappeared.
He wasn't getting it.
Yeah.
Herbert is a really good quarterback who throws us.
He disappears.
But when you need, I need you, we're down by 4, it's a minute and a half left, I need you to go get this score. He's not been good at that yet.
Yeah.
And so, while Joe Staley is not doing what he's supposed to do, Brandon said that. I keep saying Joe. I'm like, that's wrong. It's Brandon. Mm-hmm. But while Brandon's out there doing what he's supposed to do, Joe hasn't been. Herbert hasn't been showing up in those moments that you want your quarterback.
He doesn't.
He
doesn't. And
you want him to be Shador Sanders.
Now listen.
Yeah. You want him.
I can see Shador being in that nice old LaDainian Tomlinson baby blue though.
No, I see Shador been having a star in his helmet.
Hey, ew, gross.
I do. I see.
Listen.
I see.
Hey, we're not gonna talk about that. Do not.
I'm just telling you.
Listen. I like him.
Would you rather him have that red bird on his helmet or the star?
I would rather have a red bird because at least I can root for him. If he go over there and play with them gross Cowboys, I can't root for him for the rest of his career.
You will.
I will not. No.
You will.
Sorry, sir.
Especially since his daddy gonna coach him. That's a whole nother time. I'm gonna tell you the truth. We off the rails. I don't even care. I don't care what Dion said about not wanting to coach pros.
He can coach the Cowboys. You already know.
If Jerry called, if Mike McCarthy messes up in the playoffs and they call and he says, Dion, I'll give you 9 a year, and yeah,
I don't even know if it's 9. If I can go coach my team, the Cowboys, yeah, he gonna go.
But Shador's not gonna be in Dallas. He's not picking high enough.
Good. I can look.
He going look right now. He going.
If he keep going, he's gonna be the number 1 overall pick.
I said that y'all looked at me like I was crazy.
No, I did. I did look at you crazy.
You looked at me like I was crazy.
But no, you.
Caleb Williams has all the physical skills in the world, but what scares me is 2 things that scare me about Caleb Williams.
Mm-hmm.
Number 1, when you have 9 seconds to throw in college, it does not translate all on Sunday. It doesn't. But then the second thing, Caleb's most successful thing he does is off script.
Yeah.
And I'm not comparing him to him, but it reminds me of Johnny Manziel.
Yeah, it is very off script. The entire offense in
Johnny
the NFL
Manziel,
cannot be off script.
everything was, I'm going to run around and spin and pirouette and throw to Mike Evans. And I remember everybody's like, oh, he's making Mike Evans.
Now we know.
With 7 straight thousand.
We knew.
Come on.
Look.
All right, fantasy.
Here it is, yo.
What should Joe Burrow owners do?
Woo. Look, I'm sorry, yo. Look, are you dropping them? No, you can't. What you're gonna have to do is until further notice, until we see what that calf is, you're gonna have to bench him. I think yeah. If Geno's out there, he's your primary go-to. Right now, Geno's available in about 56% of leagues. So if you're in an 8-team, 10-team league, there's a good chance Geno Smith is out there. He's my primary waiver pickup for you. But I think Joe's going to be back probably around week 8 or 9 to what Joe is. To what Joe can be.
I was like, ooh.
No, he's going to probably be back in real life by week 5 or 6. But in fantasy, you can't trust him until you see it. And really, you need to see it for about 2 weeks. So if we extrapolate that out, it's week 8 or 9 before you could probably start him with some confidence.
Right.
So you're looking at, if Deshaun Watson's out there, that's rough. But a Deshaun Watson, a Russell Wilson, he's putting up stats. You're looking for a stat.
No, I get it.
So, but to his point, Geno Smith, he's your primary target if he's out there. If he's not my primary pick, I'm looking at Russell Wilson.
Should Breece Hall owners freak out? Yes.
No.
Yes.
No.
Yes.
Not at all. Nope. Not at all. Nope. Breece Hall, I'm not giving up on Breece Hall because of 2 things. 1, Dalvin Cook looked just as bad. And Dalvin Cook is also older. And 2,
you said he looked bad.
He did. He also looked bad in that first game too. So let's not forget, he is a highly inefficient runner. He's highly inefficient. Breece Hall is the number 1 running back on the team.
We don't argue over that. What I'm saying is, backs need rhythm. You can't give me 1 carry on this drive, 1 carry on that drive, and expect me to go 6, and then, that's just not realistic.
Be that as it may, there's this fantasy football, and Dalvin Cook is a highly inefficient running back. Breece Hall is the one. Breece Hall has the highest snap share out of that duo. Breece Hall, you do not need to worry about Breece Hall until after this week. If Breece Hall gets under 10 to 12 carries, then that's something you can start thinking about. But right now, I'm not worried about Breece Hall at all.
I'm telling you, I would do.
Fantasy guy. I would buy if there's a manager right now that's freaking out about Breece Hall, I would buy him at a low rate. Buy him low if you can, because when they actually get a quarterback, a real NFL quarterback that I would trust with my JV team at bare minimum, Breece Hall is going to be a top 10 running back.
He's a fantasy guy, and we'll see. I'm telling you right now, before it happened, go get Kareem Hunt. I know he ain't on nobody's team right now, but what just happened in Cleveland, that was ugly.
Yeah.
And where did he go get Kareem Hunt? Mm-hmm. And Kareem Hunt's going to be a viable back very, very quickly. So I would play Breece this week, but I had Kareem Hunt sitting on my bench, just waiting. And I'm not mad at you. I'm telling you. And speedy recovery.
Yeah,
man.
We wish you a speedy recovery, man.
That was horrible.
That was.
All right.
So now I got one thing I gotta talk about.
Go ahead.
Because this has been running through the fantasy football stratosphere. Y'all talking about Mac Jones. Now listen. Mac Jones had an excellent week 1. I mean, it was something we ain't seen Mac Jones do since his rookie year. But Mac Jones is not a legitimate QB1. Mac Jones is on a team where his quarterback barely tolerates him. Bill Belichick don't like Mac Jones.
Oh, you mean his coach? You
Yeah.
said his quarterback.
Oh,
Okay.
excuse me. His coach really don't like him anyway. But Bill also don't like many people.
I
So
would
take
say
that with a grain of salt.
It's Bill.
The Patriots want to run the ball, right? The Patriots' main weapon is Ramondre Stevenson.
Who I didn't know is as good as he's been.
Yeah, oh yeah. I knew. I
No, you said it.
Yeah.
You said it. I wasn't sold, but
He
he's
came
solid.
out. He kind of went off last year too. They want to run the ball, and what you saw on Sunday from Mac Jones is going to be more in line with Mac Jones. 235, 250, one touchdown, but then Ramondre gets going. Then they want Ezekiel Elliott to get going.
That ain't happening.
Yeah, well, we know that. But in terms of fantasy, Ramondre, stay away from that Patriots offense because you don't know who's going to go off any given Sunday.
Except
Hunter Henry.
Hunter Henry.
Hey, Hunter Henry. Hey,
Exactly. Except
Hunter Henry, he a real one. So quickly, we're going to run through this real quick. So if you can, watch it back if you're not watching right now. Who are your pickups this week for quarterbacks on waiver wire? Jordan Love.
Yeah,
Sam Howell. Sam Howell.
You think he can do it again?
Sam Howell. Well, look, right now, with the quarterbacks in flux, with Joe Burrow going down, Deshaun Watson picked up an injury today, Kenny Pickett looked like he picked up an injury. Sam Howell's 5th in the NFL right now in passing.
No, I'm just saying, can he keep it up?
I think he can be a viable, because the bye weeks start in week 5. So I think if you're looking for a quarterback to maybe catch you up, like if you're a Herbert owner, Sam Howell's coming up. Justin Herbert has a bye in week 5. Things like that. I think Sam Howell, good pickup. Running backs, Zach Moss, Jalen Warren, and Matt Breida.
I do not trust Zach Moss.
Listen. Zach Moss dominated the snap share. I mean, Deion Jackson scored 0 points. So,
No.
Zach Moss,
I get what you're saying.
you going.
That's a lot from the pit of hell.
He is. Listen, you are talking about real football. We talking about fantasy football. He scored over 20 points.
For the first time in his life.
That doesn't matter.
He ain't doing it again.
It doesn't matter.
Zach Wilson will throw for 300 yards before Zach Moss scores 20 points again. Dang.
Oh, predictions.
Zach Wilson will throw for 300 before Zach Moss scores 20 points.
Well, you say that again. And then we're going for tight ends. 2 tight ends, really. Tight end market this year is awful. I'm sorry. It's terrible. But Mark Andrews just got back. He had a decent game.
He scored.
Kittle, terrible. Sam Laporta for the Detroit Lions is solid. He's taking all the tight end snaps right now. He has about a 20 to 21% snap routes per run, so that's really good. And Zach Ertz.
I was going to say your boy Zach Ertz.
Zach Ertz is
back up.
He is on track for a 100-catch season.
I believe it.
Pick him up.
Okay, we're going to close with this. It's depressing. I wanted to see growth from the Chicago Bears.
Mm-hmm.
I thought they could take a step forward.
I didn't.
I thought that after the way Justin Fields ran around for his life last year, they were going to incorporate some boots, some waggles, get DJ Moore the ball.
Nope. Not a chance.
That interception yesterday
Awful.
was disgusting. Like, it made me sick.
Mm-hmm.
And then to hear the defense say, we knew the pick was coming because they ran the same play 3 times in a row.
Yeah.
I'm going to say this. I'm giving up on Justin Fields in Chicago. I'm not giving up on Justin Fields. I think he has had some of the most abysmal coaching possible.
Mm-hmm. I agree. I'm right there with you.
I don't know where he could go to be rehabilitated because everybody cannot be a chief.
You would have to hire Greg Roman again. Someone would have to hire Greg Roman. Because that's what it would take. Because you would have to lean into his running ability. Because right now,
but I think they're okay.
he's completing 54% of his passes. It is bad.
It's bad, but the offense is bad.
But he's holding on to the ball.
He is.
For like, it's like 3 seconds.
But it's because he's waiting for me and you to get open.
Okay, no.
Darnell Mooney is terrible.
Okay, there was a play that DJ Moore ran a quick out. And
no, he does have this. Because he's thrown so many picks and been hit so much, he has to see it. So he's got to. I think he has to sit a year and learn anticipation.
So I guess, but look,
so
DJ Moore threw up his hands like he's like, what do you? When your wide receivers start doing that, man.
This is what I would say he needs to do. For a place he could go and sit, and not. The Bears need to move on.
Mm-hmm.
They need to part ways. I don't think he needs to be in the West Coast system. It's too much. The calling the play takes 2 minutes. I would go probably to Detroit.
Okay.
And sit behind Stafford. Now,
Golf.
Stafford ain't been in years. But just sit behind him and just. I'm not even worried about the running part. Just worried about getting the ball out, getting the 2 receivers in, and being on time, and having no pressure. If you can't go there, I go sit behind Tua.
Yeah, I was gonna say the Dolphins would be a good spot.
Go sit behind Tua. That's another place where calling the play takes an hour.
Yeah, I think
he needs to go somewhere where it's. I know they like their plays, but it needs to be simplified.
You know where I would
so
go?
He can think less.
You know where I would go? I would go to the Chiefs.
I agree, but everybody can't be the backup.
Well, I mean, look.
I mean, he's better than what was it, Blaine Gabbert?
Yeah, everybody better than Blaine Gabbert. But the high school quarterback for Crimson is better than Blaine Gabbert. But what I'm saying is that if he goes there, then what he will learn is he will learn from Andy, and he'll learn from Patrick, because what I think Justin Fields and Patrick Mahomes have similar arms.
Oh, his arm is great.
And what I think Patrick can teach him is I can show you what I had to go through when defense is adjusted to me. I had to take what was given to me. I couldn't just throw the ball downfield. I think that would be immensely helpful for him to learn, is that if I can take what's given to me, it opens up my ability to throw the ball downfield, which I know he wants to do because he has the arm, but it also opens up the running lanes where now everyone isn't just sitting in zone waiting for me to run. I think the Chiefs or the Dolphins, to your point, great places for him.
You bring up the Chiefs, the league should be scared.
Ooh.
I'm going to tell you why. The prince that was promised was in the red zone yesterday 5 times.
Mm-hmm.
And that offense is nice.
Yeah.
And that defense said, we don't care.
Yeah.
It should scare the entire NFL.
If Patrick Mahomes gets a defense?
If the Chiefs have a defense.
If the Chiefs have a defense, you can't beat them. You can't. That's the scary part. Because
they only scored 17 points
and
yesterday.
it looked like it was a blowout.
And I'm just saying, wait. If
the Chiefs can win 17-10,
no.
If the Chiefs can win 20-10, 20-16, nobody wants to see that.
The secondary has improved.
Because look how many rookies they played last year.
Chris Jones is a monster.
And
I told you I like Snead from day one.
Oh yeah, you did.
I told you I like Snead from day one.
I liked Trent last year. He got a lot of flack for what happened in the Super Bowl. But again, he was a rookie.
McDuffie?
Yeah. But look. You said that. See, if you don't follow him on Twitter, you should. You said something last year where you said I would line up Chris Jones half the time at defensive end. What happened?
Oh, they moved.
They put him on defensive end. They said, "Oh, the tackle can't do." Chris, you line up an end today, and he ate. Oh, he ate
because he's a stud.
Oh man, it's
I don't know why they argue paying him. Oh, speaking of getting paid, we going home.
Ooh.
Patrick Mahomes.
Money.
Yeah, money?
Hey, just break me off like $10,000.
The Chiefs gave, there's birthday gifts, and then there's giving somebody $215 million
over 4 years?
Over 4 for the... Matter of fact, look, it could have been over 10. $215?
$215 guaranteed?
Fully guaranteed? And I gotta say this. The Chiefs are showing you how to be general managers and how to deal with stuff.
Yes.
Because they keep getting in front of the extension.
Mm-hmm.
It's not what would Lamar's number be if the Ravens had did it in 2020?
Yeah.
What would Dak's number be if they hadn't waited till his deal ran out?
Yep.
Look at how the Bills are like, whew, we did it early.
And
we don't have to worry about getting in front. When you set the market,
yeah,
it's better because other teams are going to come and make your deal
telling you
look less, and you'll be like, "Ooh, we got it over with," and we're not being crushed in the cap. Because these teams that wait.
Look what happened. Look, the Eagles are the only team that were able to get out of it because they paid Wentz. We know what happened,
but they ate it.
But they
were willing to eat it.
Exactly.
We
were willing to eat it, and we ate it, and we survived through it. But man, the Chiefs just look. We know Howie is a wizard. We know that.
No, Howie.
But look, Brett Veach. He said the cap ain't gonna be nothing I gotta worry about. He's like, because I'm going to get in front of this. And by the time because it kicks in next year, which is brilliant, that they're not pushing it 2 years out. Mm-hmm. Now Mahomes' number, it falls through the floor in terms of his cap number.
Well, we got to look. And, okay, we know Herbert and Burrow, their deals. And then Micah got a deal coming. Lamb got a deal coming. And then the year after that,
Trayvon got a deal coming. Trayvon got his money.
Oh, it's going to be interesting.
We're going to see.
49ers going to have to pay Purdy. And if they win, Purdy like, I'm a 7th-round pick. Y'all owe me money.
Oh, yeah, y'all owe me back money.
Yeah.
Look, the only team that's going to be able to escape this quarterback craziness that's about to happen is going to be the Eagles. And honestly, maybe the Steelers, because who knows what Pickett's about to be.
But watch it. Tua about to get some money too.
Tua about to get broke off. Yes. People forget. I think people think Tua been in the league like 8 years. Tua hasn't really got his first money yet.
No.
So
because you didn't look good. Mm-hmm. Brian Flores never was sold on you. And then the concussions. And so now we got, if he makes it through this season.
Oh, he about to get broke off.
His check about to be ridiculous.
Mm-hmm. So, Lord, here we go.
Hopefully your team got a quarterback. If you don't, this is the draft for you.
Yeah.
Shador. Caleb Williams.
Ewers from Texas.
I'm not sold on Ewers yet.
I think he's going to be okay.
All right. If you'd asked me 2 weeks ago, I was like, oh.
I think he's going to be fine.
But then last week,
I know. But I think he's going to be, I think he's going to be a better pro quarterback than he is college quarterback. He reminds me a lot of Justin Herbert, where Justin Herbert he was like, and then we were like, what is happening? So
we'll see.
All right.
Look, remember, hit us up on Twitter, hit us up on Instagram, check out the Facebook page, The Record of Sports. Sure. We'll see you next week.
All right.
See y'all later.